Welcome to Kari's Conscious Living.
Hello, this message is for all of you that love to listen to Heidi, Cherry and Vaya stories. Did you know that you can be a Cat Club member? You can join Cat Club and get 3 exclusive stories that are only for Cat Club members on the 7th of every month for just $7. Become a patron member, follow the link down below, talk to mum and dad or your guardian, and become a Cat Club member. Namaste, my little friends. Enjoy your meditation.
Are you ready to meditate with Kari? Try and get all comfortable in your bed. Turn the lights down low. Make sure that everything is just right so that you can relax and listen to the story. Heidi, Cherry and Vaya were at the zoo with Ellie and their mom and dad and some other people in their family. There was a big crowd of people. Big crowd of people. And Vaya was a little bit stressed. Me has not been around this many people in such a long time. I feel all funny inside. My tummy is hurting. I feel all nervous and anxious, and I really am not happy about this already. Heidi said, "Don't worry. We'll only see a couple of animals. We'll make sure that everyone knows you're not feeling too good right now, and we'll not overdo it. Being here in all this chaos and these crowds and all of these people sometimes is not very good for some people. It stresses them out. So don't you worry, Vaya. We'll keep an eye on things and make sure that we don't spend too long at the zoo today. I'll make sure I tell Mum and Dad." Ellie was running around all over the place. Cherry was pushing Ellie's pram, but Ellie wasn't in the pram. She refused to get in the pram. In fact, Ellie wanted to run everywhere at the zoo because there was so much space and so many nice trees and nice things to climb on. The zoo itself was absolutely beautiful. It was like being in a jungle in the middle of nowhere, apart from all the people. Cherry said, "You know, you're right, Vaya. This place would be so nice if it was completely empty. You know, it's really nice when you go to the zoo when you can look at the trees and look at the sky, and it's such a nice day today, and you can look at all the animals and have a little chit-chat with the animals and see how they're doing and everything. Because, you know, I'm concerned about these animals. I like to make sure that everybody's happy. You know, because they live here, don't they? You know, we're so lucky. We can just go wherever we want. We can go over to our friends' houses. We can go to the park. We can go to the beach. We can go skydiving. We can do all sorts of stuff. But most of these animals in the zoo, they don't have that far to kind of ponder around, do they? I mean, some of them have got quite little cages, and for that reason, I'm not very pleased with it. But, you know, some of them, like those elephants that we just saw, they've got so much room. And did you notice how Mary, the elephant, the one with the long tail, did you notice she was called Mary? Me and Mary got on so well, and Ellie really liked Mary, because Ellie and the elephants are very close, you know, because Ellie was named after an elephant. Because when she was a baby, I remember Ellie's mummy telling me that she didn't know what to call Ellie. So when Ellie came out, she was like, "I've got no idea. Does she look like a Sandra? No. Does she look like a Penelope? No. Does she look like a elephant?" And Ellie, as a baby, looked at her mummy straight in the eyes, and she smiled. And her mummy said, "Uh-oh, it's a sign. She wants to be called Elephant." And her nana said, "Why don't you call her Ellie?" And her mummy said, "Oh, that's perfect. What a lovely story. Anyway, yeah, so Ellie is named after an elephant and she really liked Mary. And her and Mary were talking and talking and talking. And Mary was playing with a box and it had grass in it. Do you remember? And she kept pulling the grass out with the trunk and then spraying the grass all over the place. And then she'd eat some grass and then she'd spray some grass and then she'd eat some grass. And Ellie was like, I like to do that too. And they just bonded. It was so nice to watch. Anyway, yeah. They had a lot of room in their part, didn't they? They were like, loads of room for the elephants. There was so much room. But if you think about it, elephants need a lot of room, don't they? Because they're like 17 million tons each. They weigh so much. And just the feet alone are like bigger than my head. So, they would need a lot of room. But, some of these animals don't have that much room. And I don't really like that. Unless, Heidi said, I think I know what you're going to say. Unless some of those animals don't need a lot of room. We would have to do some research, read some books, and find out which animals like a lot of space and which animals prefer just small spaces. Some of the animals might only like small spaces, and the zoo people know that, and that's why they're in smaller spaces. Cherry said, gosh, you know me so well, Heidi. We're like twinsies or something. You read my mind. That's what I was just going to say. I was just going to say maybe some of those animals don't really like a lot of room. Like Vaya, like in these crowds. They might be like that. They might be like, just put me in a small space and I'll be happy. Leave me alone. Don't put me too close to these people staring at me all day, or these cats, or whoever it is that comes to visit. Because I don't really like it. I think I'm a little bit introvert. See, I remembered. I like that word. I really like the word introvert because it means, oh no, what does it mean? Heidi said, introvert is when you prefer to have some times where you're alone. That's when you recharge your batteries and you feel good again. And you just need some space. You don't like to be around too many people. That's exactly how Vaya's feeling right now. She likes to just have small crowds. Big crowds make her feel very anxious. It's almost as if she can feel all the different people in the crowd and it makes her all stressed out. What is it now that's the opposite to that? Because I know for sure I'm not an introverter. I'm definitely not an introverter. I think I'm the opposite. What is it? Heidi said, you are an extrovert. Extroverts charge their batteries when they're around people. They like to be with people. They like to be in crowds. They get full of energy and happy and jolly when they're around people. Whereas when they're alone, they don't like it. That's so me. So me. I really don't like being alone very often. Sometimes I do. I mean, sometimes there's times when you go to the toilet where you think, yeah, I'd rather be alone than be in a crowd because this would be a little bit embarrassing. But yeah. So yeah, on the toilet, yeah, I like to be alone. Sometimes I like to be alone, like, yeah, no, I can't think of any other time. So yeah, I think I'm definitely an extroverter. Definitely, that's me. Anyway, where shall we go now, Ellie? What shall we go see? Ellie really didn't care very much about the animals. She just wanted to run and climb on the trees and play in the dirt. Occasionally she would look up at a bear or look up at a crocodile or look up at a hippopotamus, but she wasn't really impressed. The only thing that she wanted to really, really stay and look at was the chimpanzees. Maybe it's because chimpanzees, monkeys, primates are so close to being like humans. And she could tell because the monkeys were so funny. One of the monkeys showed them his little butt. He kept putting his butt on the window and showing Ellie his butt, and Ellie thought that was the funniest thing in the world. She kept turning around and wiggling her little butt at him, and he kept wiggling around, squishing his monkey butt on the window, and they just bonded. And then the orangutan stuck out his lower lip as if he was pulling faces at Ellie, so Ellie started pulling faces at the orangutan. This, Cherry said, this is just just absolutely adorable. I mean, I wish I could bond with a monkey like that. Look at them. They're like little sisters or something. Look at them playing together. It's so sweet, so cute. Oh, it's just so cute. Make sure you take pictures, Heidi. Take pictures. I want a video. Ellie's nan in England's going to absolutely love this when she sees the video. Can you just believe it? Little bum moments. They're having little tush moments where they share, like moments where they're connecting over their little heinies. It's so cute. Anyway, yeah. Come on, Ellie, it's time to disappear. Let's go and look at some other animals. Ellie didn't want to go. She wanted to stay with the monkeys. All right then. I think this is the perfect opportunity to sit down and have a little break. Have a snack. How you doing, Vaya? How you doing? Vaya said, I think I'm... Miss definitely over it. I think if it would be okay with everyone, can we just come back next time and look at different animals next time? I'm so tired and I feel really not happy anymore. Heidi said, okay, let me go tell Mum and Dad, and I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll get out of here, and we'll come again some other time. Heidi went off to tell the parents that Vaya wasn't feeling too good about all of the chaos at the zoo. Even though everyone was trying to stay far apart from each other, it wasn't really working. There were just too many people. Cherry sat down with a packet of chips and chomped away on her chips as she watched Ellie dancing in front of the little orangutan, and the little orangutan looking at Ellie as if she was absolutely crazy. It just sat there for a moment and stared at her and didn't do anything, which Ellie thought was awesome. It was like her own personal little audience, watching her dance and play. The cat's parents gathered everybody up. They put Ellie in the pram, which was a good thing because she was about to have a serious meltdown. It was about nap time, and she really needed to take a break too. Vaya climbed onto Ellie's lap and curled up, and they snuggled together. Vaya closed her eyes, and Ellie closed her eyes. And then Cherry and Heidi and the parents and all the other family members kind of pushed their way through the crowds towards the exit. They went through all the long lines, all the way back through all the long, big, massive car parks until they finally got back to their car. Everyone got loaded up in the car. Vaya was still asleep. Ellie was still asleep. Cherry and Heidi got in the car with everyone else, and their parents started to drive home. Cherry said, I really enjoyed my day today, Heidi. It was such a lovely day. I am still very concerned about some of those animals, though. It just makes me a little bit sad. I wish that the animals, even though it said a lot of them had been rescued, right? On the little messages that it said about the animals. Heidi said, yes, some of the animals. I would think most of the animals at zoos have been rescued, hopefully. And that's like their second chance of living, right? And the one good thing about zoos is that if some of the animals are getting close to being extinct, then at least they can reproduce and stay in a safe place in the zoo. Cherry said, yeah, I understand that, yeah, but still, I don't know. I mean, if animals are getting extinctified, whatever that word is, I think I know what that means. Does that mean that they could possibly be like all disappearing? Heidi said yes. Cherry said, wow. Oh my goodness, that's so sad. That's so sad. Why do animals disappear? Heidi said, well, sometimes people build motorways and houses and things like that on the places where animals had forests and habitats, and that's where they lived. Most of the time, unfortunately, animals are going extinct because of something that people are doing. Cherry said, Oh, that just makes my heart so breakable. It just makes me so sad. Because, people should respect everybody. I mean, we all should, shouldn't we? Animals should try and respect people, and people should definitely try and respect animals, because people have more responsibility, because, they're the ones that are mostly in charge, right? So if people are in charge of the earth more than, say, a cow or like a leopard that's going extinct or something like that, then, people should be more responsible and make sure that everybody's safe. We just want to be safe. Everybody wants to live and be safe and be happy. They don't want to be in trouble and be like rummaging for food, and they can't find the tree where they used to live because now it's a tall story building or something like that. I mean, that's just so sad, isn't it? I think we need to change the subject, Heidi. I'm feeling a little bit depressed, though. And when I'm feeling depressed, though, like this, I need cheering up, because I had such a good day, and Ellie had such a nice time running and playing in the trees. And I'm feeling sorry for Vaya, feeling sorry for the extincto animals. I'm feeling sorry for lots of things right now, and I'm not liking it. Can we talk about something nice? Can we talk about Christmas? Because I like Christmas. What are you going to get me for Christmas? Heidi started to tell Cherry a story about what she was thinking of getting her for Christmas. And then she started to tell Cherry stories about when Cherry was a little kitten and the things that happened at Christmas. All the happy things that Cherry would like, Heidi told her about. This always made her feel better. It gave her the warm snuggles inside, like someone giving you a big, long hug. Because sometimes, when something sad happens, or sometimes, even when nothing happens, you just kind of feel empty inside, or you feel sad and you don't know why, or you feel like there's a hole in your heart, or something's missing. That's what Cherry felt like. And it's always nice when you feel like that, to get a hug or a nice happy story, or to watch a nice happy movie, or to listen to your happy music that you like, that makes you dance and laugh and play, so that you don't get depressed. But Cherry says depresto. We don't want to get too depresto. It's okay to be sad sometimes, but it's not okay to stay sad. That's why we have to try and cheer ourselves up. Or get someone like Heidi to cheer us up with happy Christmas stories. Eventually, Cherry fell to sleep in the back of the car, happy again. And Heidi fell asleep. It was a long way from home. The car ride was bumping and swaying. It was perfect for everyone to stay fast asleep. The end.